Not finished indicting himself, Satan now claims that incest is an ordained duty, and that all messengers are scumbags, even that old societal values are now passé.
Koran 33, verse 38. There can be no difficulty, harm, or reproach to the prophet in doing what Allah has ordained to him as a duty. It was the practice approved of Allah amongst those of old that had passed away, and the commandment of Allah is a decree determined. It is the practice of those who deliver the message of Allah and fear Him. Allah keeps a good account. Muhammad is not the father of any of your men, but he is the messenger of Allah, and the last of the prophets with the seal, and Allah has full knowledge of all things.
The prophetic nature of the hairy mole seal on his back was as phony as he was, and no prophet was ever commanded to be immoral. In the next series of verses, the god of incest wallows in self-promotion. He bribes Muslims with promises of generous rewards, and he says that his overly sexed messenger is
a lamp spreading light.
This is followed by another attack on the bad or peaceful Muslim hypocrites, who were obviously troubled by the prophet's immorality.
Koran 33:48. And obey not the behests of the unbelievers and the hypocrites. Disregard their noxious talk, and heed not their annoyances, but put thy trust in Allah, for enough is Allah as a disposer of affairs.
No sane person would even contemplate uttering the words which follow. Muhammad's willingness to satiate his carnal desires by attributing them to God takes us well beyond depravity. The Quran claims that Muhammad could have as many wives as he wanted. He could have sex with prisoners, cousins, nieces, and captives.
Koran 33:50. O Prophet, we have made lawful to you all the wives to whom you have paid dowers,
all with stolen property,
and those whom your hands possess out of the prisoners of war spoils, whom Allah has assigned to you, and the daughters of your paternal uncles and aunts, and daughters of your maternal uncles and aunts, who migrated with you, and any believing woman who dedicates her soul to the Prophet, if the Prophet wishes her. This is a privilege for you only, and not to the rest of the believers. We know that we have appointed for them as to their wives, and the captives whom they possess, in order that there should be no difficulty for you, and that you should be free from blame.
Sex with a prisoner is rape, a crime Mohammed would commit countless times, all with his God's approval. Sex with family members is incest. Sex with youngsters is pedophilia. Sex with many wives is polygamy. Sex with anyone you wish is either fornication or prostitution, depending upon whether money changes hands. And offering fellow militants sex with
the captives they possess
is bribery. There is only one spirit demented enough to approve such a lurid laundry list of offenses: Satan. And frankly, some of this is even beneath him. Now that Allah had approved pedophilia, rape, incest, fornication, prostitution, bribery, and polygamy, it's time to ordain an orgy.
Koran 33:51. You may put off whom you please, and you may take on whomever you desire. You may defer any of them you please, and you may have whomever you desire. There is no blame on you if you invite one who you had set aside. It is no sin. They should all be pleased with whatever you give them. Allah knows what is in your heart.
Wow. Speaking of sex, Allah said,
You may have whomever you desire. There is no blame.
This is so blatantly devoid of morality. It's a disgrace to call Islam a religion. Even Hitler was better than this. Now that we've got an orgy going, how about gluttony? And with all this hedonism, Allah wants Muslims to give Muhammad the time he needs to enjoy his brothel, which, by the way, is also his mosque. They were literally one and the same.
Koran 33:53. O ye who believe, enter not the Prophet's apartments until leave is given you for a meal, and then not so early as to wait for its preparation. But when you are invited, enter, and when your meal is ended, then disperse. Linger not for conversation. Lo, that would cause annoyance to the prophet. Such behavior bothers him. He is ashamed to dismiss you, but Allah is not ashamed to tell you the truth. And when ye ask his ladies for anything, ask them from behind a screen. That makes for greater purity of your hearts and for theirs. Nor is it right for you that you should annoy Allah's messenger, or that you should marry his widows after him at any time. Truly such a thing is in Allah's sight an enormous offense.
This is stunning. Conversation with a
messenger
is an
annoyance.
People,
bother.
An
apostle.
A
prophet
is
ashamed
to
tell the truth.
After all of the evil Allah has drenched us in throughout this surah, this is unconscionable. If conversation is an annoyance, if people are a bother, and if truth is shameful, then there was obviously an ulterior motive for Islam. For it's for damn sure, literally, it has nothing to do with revealing the truth or saving souls. No, Islam was about an insecure man coveting power, sex, and money. Period. The last line from the Koran is proof. Only an insanely insecure man would fear his widows having sex with another man after he was gone. I find it laughable that Mohammed purports the Koran to be eternal, a perfect book written by the pen before time began, when so much of it is preoccupied with his temporal situation and his carnal desires. Mohammed was making it up as he went along to acquire what he craved. Wake up, world. That's all there is to Islam.
Koran 33:54. Whether you divulge anything or conceal it, verily Allah has full knowledge of all things. Verse 56. Allah and his angels shower blessings on the prophet. So, O ye who believe, send your blessings upon him, and salute him with all respect, a worthy salutation.
Heil Hitler!
Those who annoy Allah and his messenger and speak evil things of them, Allah has cursed them in this world and in the hereafter, and has prepared for them a humiliating punishment, the doom of torment for the disdained.
It's not hard to see where the Führer got his ideas.
Verse 58. And those who annoy or malign Muslims bear on themselves the crime of calumny.
Hitler's favorite word.
And the glaring sin.
Now that we have made Mohammed's sex toys submissive to their master, and Muslims subservient to Mohammed, it's time to institute one of the most demeaning religious doctrines of all time, the veiling of Islamic women.
Koran 33, verse 59. Prophet, tell your wives and daughters and all Muslim women to draw cloaks and veils over their bodies, screening themselves completely, except for one or two eyes to see the way. That will be better. They will not be annoyed and molested.
Actually, by degrading women in this way, they are
annoyed and molested.
With women subdued, Allah wants Muslims to know that those who speak out against his immorality and violence will be terrorized, literally.
Koran 33:60. Truly, if the hypocrites, those in whose heart is a disease, those who stir up sedition, the agitators in the city, do not desist, we shall urge you, Mohammed, to go against them and set you over them. Then they will not be able to stay as your neighbor for any length of time. They shall have a curse on them. Wherever they are found, they shall be seized and slain without mercy, a fierce slaughter, murdered, a horrible murdering. Such was the practice approved of Allah among those who lived before. No change wilt thou find in the practice of Allah.
We're going to read this passage, Koran 33:60, once again. But as we read it a second time, remember, Allah has gone to great lengths to define hypocrites. A hypocrite is anyone who is a peaceful person and does not follow Muhammad's order to fight. A hypocrite is anyone who is critical of Muhammad's ungodly example. What this verse says is that if you are not a jihadist, if you are not a terrorist, if you are not a fundamentalist following Muhammad's immoral example, a warmonger who will wage war against all mankind, then Muslims will terrorize you until the entire world is rid of all people who are not like-minded terrorists.